So I have added extra code for this WebDriver factory. So there are some changes I made. So make sure you incorporate those changes basically. And here it should be Angular bracket inside WebDriver. Make sure we add that, but it is there in the code. It is not showing here. I need to fix this issue. So I'll fix that later, but make sure you add that. So, and then I added delete all cookies, the code I added, and then this code I have added extra. Okay. So then I have added one more. So get screenshot code I added, read property value, and also get screenshot method I added. So we already know how to take the screenshot. All right. So public static string get screenshot file src file equal to takes a screenshot interface. We are using that interface of driver. So the get driver is the driver here. Dot get the screenshot as output type file. So we are taking this browser screenshot in file format that I'm storing in this source file. So after that, I'm formatting my screenshot file. So where this is my user.dir. So I changed this also. Here I changed the code. If we go here, see constants.user directory. I have to create this folder where I need to create under my project. Okay, under my project, I have to create a screenshot. So let's go and create this folder. Okay, so let's create this folder, everyone. So right click on the project. Okay, right click on the project, new folder. So what is the one we have to create? Right click on the project name and then give the folder name as a screenshot. So what is the name we have to give? Screenshot. So right click on the project name, new folder, select the folder option. Folder name you have to give screenshot. Click on finish. So a screenshot folder is created. So that means under this project, yesterday we created logs. Logs below we are creating screenshots. So these are all components, you have to explain them. So you have a screenshot folder, you have a logs folder, you have a so factory package, you have a listeners package, you have pages component, you have test cases component, you have a utils component, and then we have a config component, data component. All these components we have under our framework. Okay, so then let's create one more also. Reports. One more folder. Create one more folder. Same, select the folder, right click on the project. New folder. Reports. So another folder I created. So these are the logs, reports, screenshot. So these are the folders I'm creating under my project directory. Are we good? Then you copy this code from our blog. It's very clearly the code blocks I added. So WebDriver factory class, the last method is the one, and this is the one change, or otherwise entire code copy paste if you don't want to confuse. And make sure so you, while copy pasting entire code, and you have to take care of this thread local. Thread local should be Angular bracket inside WebDriver must be there. So I don't know, my code block is showing here, it is not showing. I have to fix this issue. I'll fix this later, but make sure this along with this thread local, your code should be like this. That's the only change if you are copy pasting entire code. So this is the one. So after thread local, you have to give this angular bracket inside the generic type you have to write. Make sure you write the generic type. So this is the changes we made for the WebDriver factory. Okay, are we good now? WebDriver factory class. Okay. So the next one, test base, I think we have already created test base. So you don't need to make any changes. Test base class. So I'm removing my all unnecessary import statements, which are not required for me. So this is the second file we are doing that, test base class. Okay, then go to constants, right? Constants, I made some constants folders, right? See that. Reports. So all these reports you have to add. So this is the extra I have added. Report output folder, report file name. So these are the two extra variables I have created. If you want, you go and get from the blog. You go and get from the blog. If you have any doubts, go and get from the blog. So very clearly mentioned here. Report output folder. So this is a report we created, right? Reports. Just now we created that folder name I'm giving here. Okay. So this is the two variables I have added in the constants folder. This is the next change. Okay. Then log4j is good. We don't need to make any changes. Log4j, I don't know why it's not coming, but fine. This is a, so I'll try to fix this issue also. Then config file, I have added one extra property, highlight. I'm going to highlight the element so that I put highlight equal to true. Highlight equal to true, you make it. Okay. So these are the changes in the config.properties file. Config.properties file, these are the changes. Next, now we are going for the, till yesterday, that's what we did. And today we are going to develop another component, a listeners component. So here we need to create 3 classes. So what are these 3 classes is? Listeners basically used for reporting purpose to generate your report, and also beautiful dashboard you will get. That purpose we are using this reports. Reports purpose we are developing these listeners. So how to develop all these listeners, what is there in each class, I'll explain you class by class. First, in the listeners package, right click and create extent manager.java file you create. First, create the extent manager class. So right click on the listeners package, new class, create the extent manager class. Extent manager class you need to create. Follow the class naming conventions, E capital, M capital. So I already have, just cancel it. Okay, I'm canceling, you create it. Okay. So then you go to our blog and entire thing you copy paste from second line onwards. Entire thing you copy, paste it. That's it. Okay. So copy paste. Entire thing. Just do that. Extend reports. Okay. So this is the extend reports file. I'll explain this code. Okay. So don't worry. So step by step, I'll explain. Okay. So from event stack dependency we added in the pom.xml. I don't know how many of you look at that event stack extend reports. From this library, from this dependency, we are getting all these classes. These classes. So extend reports, extend Spark reporter, these two classes coming from event stack dependency. These are used for the extend report generation purpose. How you want your report. So that is what we are doing here. So first I'm declaring private static extend reports, the variable I declared, and then public static extend reports, initialize my extend reports I am putting. Then path, this is the java.nio file.path is the class. That class, I'm using a get method, I'm getting the report output folder. So this constants dot report output folder, it is available in the constants. So the report output folder is reports, this one. So this path I'm going to get it. So this path I'm going to get it. Okay. So this path I'm going to get it. So to get that path, I'm just using this path.get report output folder. Okay. And then, so I'm checking if the directory exists or not. That directory is this folder exists or not, I'm checking. If so, files.exist this path, this directory, if doesn't exist, try catch block. So try files.create directories of this path. You create these directories, I'm saying. You create this directories, I'm saying. So it will create. If it is not there, it will create. Clear? If it is not there, it will create. Then, so if anything fails here, the catch block will print, stack trace will print that. So all the messages. Then this variable I'm using now. So this path is just for creating this report. If the report is not there, report folder is not there, it will create this from here to here. Next, extend reports equal to new extend reports. It's a class, extend reports class. I'm creating object. Then this is also another class, extend Spark reporter from the event stack dependency. I'm creating object for that. So here I am setting my reporter file name. So constants dot report output folder, under this reports, my report file name is, so I have given the report file name. If you go here, I'm combining these two. So test execution report.html or test execution extent report. If you want, you can add extent report. Test execution extent report.html. I'm just giving some slight changes. Maybe you also make change. Or if you want, you can keep it as it is. There is no harm, right? So you can give the same name, or you can give, so extent test execution extent report.html file name I have given. So I'm giving the path. So here the file will be generated on that path. Then, so reporter.config, set reporter name, open cart automation test results. That's my report name. And attach reporter. So I'm going to attach this reporter. Then set system info, system, so whatever is some Windows, right? Just change it to Windows. If you're running on the Windows. If it is running on the Mac. So whatever you want, you can give. So extend reports dot. So extend reports dot, this variable dot, set system info, author. So I'm just giving Ramesh Automation Labs. Okay. Ramesh QA Automation Platforms. So just give whatever the name you want. So the build number, what is the build number? So team, OpenCart.qa team. So customer name, whatever you want, you can give. You can set this, all the info in the report. So that's the system dot this extend reports dot set system info. You are setting the info about your test case. So that's what. Then return this extend reports. So this is the extent manager class purpose. Just initializing the folder and report, and we are attaching the report. Okay, that's what we are doing here in the extend reports. The next second class, the second class you need to create extend report listener. So right click and the
Sir, one doubt, sir, here.
Yeah.
Line number 32 to 37, every build, if build number is changed, means manually we need to give the build number
Yes,
here.
you need to change it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to
So
change
here we are hard coding, right?
So we can basically you can pass from the Jenkins. So Jenkins, it will generate the build number, right? That build number, if you want, you can pass from there. So there you have to parameterize that. There you can get in the, there we are generating the report. Okay. So there we are generating the report.
So Jenkins also we need to give same information, sir. So build number.
Build number, all those things. So you can parameterize them. So you will get in the mail automatically.
Okay. That time here it is not required, right? Then
not required. But anyway, it will show in the report. But in your so email, you will get your Jenkins build number.
Okay. So line number 34 is there, right? I did not get this one. Author means that owner of
author
that.
Means the owner of tester, automation tester.
Yeah. Okay.
So who is automating this and that?
Okay.
Okay. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So the next, so right click on the same package, create new class, that is extend report listener. So what is the class name you have to give? Extend report listener. That's the class name you have to give. So create this class. And here we are implementing iTestListener interface methods. So as in the hybrid framework, while explaining hybrid framework, I already told iTestListener is an interface. That interface we are implementing in our own class. This is our own class. So that means interface methods you are implementing in the class. So create this class. So give the class name properly and click on finish. And then go to our blog and copy paste the entire thing. So here you have, see that ExtentReport listener.java class code. As it is, you copy paste the entire code. So this is the one. So this is our custom class and implementing this iTestListener interface. We are implementing. See, interface implements in the class. So basically class implements the interface. You can read like this also. Class implements the interface. That means all interface abstract methods you're implementing here in this class. Okay, so that's the one thing. And also here also one thing is missed. Make sure you give a thread local. Thread local you have to give, extent test you have to give. So this I think I have to look that solution for this. The Angular bracket inside whatever you are placing, that is not capturing here in the code. Okay. So generics are missing. So I'll find out the solution for this. But make sure the thread local inside the Angular bracket inside. First copy this code. Okay. First copy this entire code. I'll tell you this. First copy this entire code and paste in that. So the class you created, okay? So make sure the second line, whatever you're creating, this line, you create a thread local extent test. So left and right hand side, you give that. So that is what you need to do. So this Angular bracket, the generic type, right? This generic type is missing. When you are copying, make sure that you do that. So what are the methods are there in this iTestListener interface? So we have on start, on finish, on test start, on test failure, on test success. These are the methods are available in the on test skipped. So these are the methods available. Those methods we need to develop. How to develop one by one? Let's go and see that. So this, make sure this is the change. This thread local after Angular bracket inside both left and right hand side, you have to make sure you give the generic type. Okay. Now, on start means on starting of your test case. So you will just this method block will execute whatever you give. That will execute. On start means test suite started. I'm just giving test suite started. On finish, test suite is ending. So extent.flush, test.remove. I'm removing that test completely. So that's the this on finish means completely. So this test will go, thread local will take the second test case from this thread local. So this test will finish here and it will take up, that's why we are calling remove and take up the new test. So that test again, start and end of. So you have to call this flush method is mandatory. So on finish means, okay, finishing time, what is the code you want to execute, that you have to call here. On test start. So on test start. So this is on start, on finish. On start means should start before. So this is on test start means every test method, every @test method is the right. @test method execution before. So this code will execute. String method name, I'm getting the test method name, result dot get method name. I'm getting the method name, test method name. Then I'm getting the qualified name. So the last and mid, so last index of this, wherever dot is there, class dot you will get, right? So that qualified name, I'm removing that and getting the last portion. The method name will be there. Then mid portion. So this another one you will get. After that, the class name also you are getting. The qualified name, substring of mid plus one last. So this will give you your class name and method names. Okay. So after that, so the method is started, just putting that. And extend dot create test. I'm creating that test with a description. What are the description you are giving on that method? That will print automatically here. Extend test dot assign category. So you have to assign the what type of test case it is. So that you have to assign that category. And then so you give the class name. So then set the test case name. And then when it is starting, your starting time, it is going to be get when the test case start time. Test case start time, it will be going to get it. Same way on test success, you're just marking the test case as a passed, and so you can getting the end time of test case. So this one. And another one, you can mark the test case as a passed in green color also. There is a green color, so you can pass that also. That code also you can write if you want. So we have other, I'll include that code also here, because we need to include. So passed in red color, failed in green, passed in green color, failed in red color. We have to mark it status. So that I'll add this code there also. So that one we have here. So let me show you that. So here it is. See that you can mark that label text green if it is a past one. So you can mark this. This is a successful, you can tell this. And this code I'm going to add so a little bit, so that it will be good for us also. So I'll modify and I'll share it with you guys, okay? Because this is the important, right? On test success, I want that. Extent, what is the name we are given? Extent, basically extent we are giving, not extent test, just extent. Extent dot. Okay, logger I'm missing. Let me copy logger also. Log text. Try to see what is the get stats. That should report anything. Log get report. Get stats. Get subject. Get log. Get status. You have to mark in the log. Okay, so I don't want to can get the status. Get log. Get log percentage. Shoot at the methods. Update. Wait. Okay, so I think this we are using a different. I think we don't need this. Let me remove that. So now that is version change. Now I'm using ExtentReport 5. So that is I have used there ExtentReport 4. So there is a version change. That's why some methods are deprecated. So let's keep this as it is, and we don't want to do anything other than that. Okay, on test failure, this is very important. If the test case fails, so what is that? If test case fails, what we need to do? So test.get fail, result.get throwable, media entity builder, create a screen capture from path. See, I'm getting the WebDriver factory.get screenshot.build. I'm getting the screenshot if the test case fails, and so it will show us automatically there. So it will add to your report the screenshot. So that is what is happening. And also it is getting the end time of the, so when it is ended, that time also it is getting. So basically if the test case fail, we are taking the screenshot. That's a simple. So this also.
Sir, line number 74 is the timing for timing purpose.
Yes, it is going to record when it is ended.
Okay.
End time.
Mm-hmm.
So on success also when it is ended. So completed time it is going to give us.
Okay.
So on test skip also, I'm capturing the screenshot and reporting the time when it is skipped, that timestamp. We're getting the timestamp. So these are the methods. So we are using on test failure. So this question they will ask you, how can you take the screenshot on failure? So what is the answer you have to tell? So in the, so I ExtentReport listener class. So we are implementing the iTest listener interface. In the iTest listener, we have a on test failure. So on test failure method is there. Inside that method, we are calling the screenshot method that will take the screenshot. If any test case fails, this method code will execute automatically. If any test case successful, this block of code will execute. If any test case skips, this block of code will automatically execute. Basically, what is happening? Repeatable, right? It will repeat for every test method. It is success, it will come and execute this code. Every test method fails, this block of code will execute. You don't need to write for every test method. So you are writing in one file and that will reflect automatically to all the classes test methods. You write how many test cases. For all the test methods, this code will execute automatically. That's the main purpose of these methods. Okay, so that's all about this ExtentReport listener class. The next one also almost similar we are doing. Can you create a next class if you don't have any questions here? Test allure listener. So the next class is test allure listener. Next class. So this allure reports, little bit you are beautifying the extent reports little bit. That's a allure listener. Other than that, nothing. Okay. So same methods you are going to implement there also. But here a little bit extra features are coming. I'll tell you what are the extra features. So which step, which test case or text file, all you will get here. So create again, right click on the listeners package. So create the class. So test allure listener. What is the class name? Test allure listener.java. You create this and then go to our blog, just copy paste entire code. That's it. So just do this and I'll explain this code. Once you are done, let me.
Ramesh, in ExtentReport listener, we have a error there.
Is it done? Any questions?
Yeah, Ramesh, it is done. We have warnings in this one and ExtentReports listener as well.
So remove the warnings.
Not the import one, within the classes.
Within the class?
Yeah.
So
If
within the
you
class,
this one method
okay.
name.
So the method name, because we didn't use the method name, because I commented this. You can,
Okay.
so just use the method name and here, basically, here we are going to use the method name. But I didn't use that. That's why it is giving, but keep it, okay? Later we are going to use this, the method,
Okay.
that method name, okay. Otherwise, what you can do is, so this, we can move this up. See, the same code is there on the top, right? What we can do, just replace this here. Okay. So duplicate code, right? This one. Just give method name. What is this? Just give this method name variable here. Call the method name variable here. Then you won't get that warnings. Okay, you are using, right? That's why. So this also you do the same thing in every method.
Got it.
So this variable you use here. So I'm going to use this variable. Just use that variable. So here also similar way, just do that. Basically that method name, you just reuse that. Instead of writing same code, that's how variables we can reuse. Right? Yeah. That's it. See here also, if you use this like this, wherever you're using like this, you have to replace that. We should not write the same code. That's what variables we are using. So we can reduce the code, a lot of code. Okay. Yeah. So now all warnings are over, right? That's how we can do that. Okay. So let me do. Save you can do ExtentReport listener also. You can do the same thing. Even a test load report also, you can do the same thing. Okay. So what is this test load reports will do? Basically, you will get the reports very nicely than ExtentReports. That's why we're using a test report, but it will give you extra features like this. You can attach the screenshots to your report also, like at the rate attachment. So text attachment. So this the text plain file, HTML file, and the PNG files, all you can attach to your report. So that's what this Allure report will give you, that feature for us. So we don't have in other ExtentReport these features. That's why we are adding this. So at the rate attachment, value equal to page screenshot, type equal to image PNG. So it will get the save screenshot PNG in the byte format. So it will store there. It is returning. See, take screenshot of driver, get screenshot as, but this one is a get driver. So get driver method. Yes, so it is coming driver only from there. Okay, so you are getting the screenshot in the byte format. So previously we have taken file format. This one is a byte format. So you can take the screenshot in the byte format, or you can take the screenshot in the file format, or byte format, or base 64 format. These are the three ways you can take. So this output type interface, output type is an interface. This interface inside we have a constants. Bytes is a one constant. File is another constant. Base 64 is another constant. Three constants they declared in the interface. See, this is the very, very important. See, a method is accepting interface constant as an argument. So a method is expecting an interface argument, interface constant as an argument. You're passing interface constant as an argument to the method. So please catch these all. How can you call interface constants? Means interface name dot constant. So I'm covering that also again, interface constants here. And save text log. You can get the log messages also. That also are attached to the report. So save in the HTML file also you can attach HTML. So these are all the methods available that you are writing. That's a Allure report is giving extra thing for us. Remaining on start to suit started, okay, on finish, on test start. These are all you're taking. That's fine. But the main thing is, so those things, save text log, and on failure, on test failure, what we are doing. See, this is the one I want to explain. This I missed in the Java, but I didn't explain, but here I'll explain. See this, WebDriver factory dot getDriver returns the WebDriver instance. So that's the instance of WebDriver interface or not, it is checking. So that means true or false you will get. So this getDriver method is of type WebDriver instance or not. If you go and see the WebDriver factory, getDriver method return type is a WebDriver instance. So that is what instance of operator, basically whether the left part is instance of right one or not. If it is a true, then this code will execute for us. Okay, save screenshot PNG, this method we created here, right? This one, we are calling this one here. So that's what the on failure, it will take the screenshot here also. So on test successful, we are not doing anything, but on test failure, this is how you can take the screenshots. So save a log, so log file for this test method. Only for that test method, it will add log files, it will add the screenshots, everything. So that is this on test failure. Okay, any questions here? This is the listener component is done. We are done with the listener component.
So for we can have any one listener like ExtentReport listener or test Allure listener, or both are needed.
So basically both purposes are different, right? ExtentReport is on top of TestNG reports. TestNG reports are a default reports. You have a default .html, emailable report.html, index.html, that is the default reports from TestNG. But those are not that much user friendly. What we are doing, we are customizing those reports with ExtentReport. Okay. The ExtentReports still more customization. If you want, you are adding Allure reports. Like, so attaching the log file, log messages, but there in the ExtentReports, you don't have this feature. Right? That concept you don't have. So that's we are getting from Allure reports. Attaching files, attaching images, all those things you don't have in the ExtentReports. That we are adding through Allure reports. So both are, so your question is both are not necessary or not. Both are not required. Anyone you can take.
One I'm asking like.
You can take only ExtentReports, but make sure you take ExtentReports first priority. On top of that, you want to give extra features, okay, extra functionality. You take the Allure reports also.
So for Allure report to, in order to have that, we need to have basic ExtentReport or?
Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Not necessary. So you don't need ExtentReports. You are implementing same methods here, right?
Yeah, same.
Same interface you are implementing.
But
There
additional
also.
images. And...
Oh, this is additional.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all the reporting related component we have discussed today. So how many components we have finished till now? Factory component. In the factory component, what is there? What those classes will do?
It initialize the
text
browser
based web.
and
web
application
driver
URL.
test base.
So we can initialize the browser. That is the code we have written. And also we are initializing the application URL. And we are reading the data from properties file. So these kind of methods are there in that classes, in the factory component classes. And in the next listeners component that today we discussed, listeners component is going to have the report related, how you want to generate the report, where you want to generate the report. So those report related code is available in the ExtentReport. Here you are implementing the iTestListener interface methods in your classes. Okay. So then now we need to write utils component we need to develop. So pages and test cases will implement in the upcoming classes. So next we're going to discuss pages on the Monday. So let's finish this utils. Utils means what are all the utility classes. So utility classes are nothing but our WebDriver utility methods. So, sir, already WebDriver methods are reusable methods. What you are doing again? Again, we are going to write methods on top of them. Using those methods, I am customizing again methods. Those are called WebDriver utility methods. So create a class here. Right click on the utils package. Right click on the utils package. WebDriver utils. So WebDriver utils. Click on finish. So WebDriver utils. That's a class name. So we are creating. Then where you will get all this? So let's go to our blog, and so in the same utility methods, you can find, see, but the class name I have given different name, but don't worry. So you have to correct the class name. We have to give the first, I'll copy this. So I is missing here. I'll copy this only import statement first, copy. Okay. So copy the import statement first. So import statement first copy. So don't copy test base. I'll tell you that test base later. Just put above here only import statements. Okay. So that you won't get any problem. Only import statements, you keep it. So here the second I is missing. So I will add the I. Okay. Okay, good. So we are good. So now I'll extend my test base. So this is where you're using a inheritance concept. Test base class. I'm extending a test base class. Also import a test base class. It is available in factory package. So I imported. So that now before I explained the project in the LinkedIn. So I don't want you will confuse all those things. Now properly you add extends keyword, then test base, then import it properly so that it will be easy. Then go to the blog, copy paste entire code. This entire code, copy paste it. All reusable methods. I'll explain these reusable methods one by one. All WebDriver reusable methods, these are all. Methods I also changed. So sorry. So these methods also have changed. Let me take from my previous place. This is the one. I have modified. Okay, I'll give you this. I'll give this to you guys. Just hold on. Okay, I'll give this class. I have modified that because a lot of code changes happened. I have reframed the methods. So these are all WebDriver methods, what we discussed. That I have modified and written again another methods on top of that. So why, sir, why you're doing this many times? So to reduce the code, and we are writing few more methods. So those methods are here. So let me give you this. I'll put it here. Maybe in the same package, I'll create it. So I'm not going to use this WebDriver utils. So I'll give this. There are errors. We'll solve one by one. We'll solve one by one. So let me add that. So I'll see this LinkedIn you have to remove because before we use LinkedIn, right? So that way I'm not using no more LinkedIn project. So we are using a different project now. So that's why I am telling don't copy that from there. So I'll give this code. I'll add into our blog. So just listen today. I'll add that. Later you add this code. Okay. So I'm changing. So I'm changing. I'm creating a constructor. So all this, I'll try to get this. So I'm separating JavaScript executor utils separately. So I'll remove this also. So a lot of changes I am making. So cleaning up the properly. Okay. So that's our intention. So a lot of cleaning up I'm doing. So separate JavaScript utils methods I am creating. So I'll remove this also. I'm not going to use this JavaScript utils. So we are creating a separate class that is JavaScript utils class I'm creating. Okay, that's it. So I have to replace here all get WebDriver with a driver. Get WebDriver parenthesis. I need to replace. Okay, done. We're good. Right? Still few more errors. I'll solve one by one. Okay, this is also not there. This I'm creating a time utils method. I'm creating time utils method. One more time utils class. I'm creating time utils class. I'm going to create. Let's create a time utils. So import. It's not there, right? Time utils is not there. I need to create that class. Create a class time utils under utils package. Okay, I'll include this. What code I need to include that. So a lot of changes I'm doing, guys. Okay, don't worry. I'll add that in the blog. Okay, I'll add that in the blog. I'll send it to you. I'll please finish and come back. The util package related all classes I will add in our blog in the same code blog, and you finish it and come back. Okay, Monday, so Sunday, right? Sunday we'll see Sunday evening. And another thing, I'm closing here for the day because it's already late. Tomorrow we have